All right.
Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Photographers Favorites, the show where I pick five of my favorite photos from other photographers and my guest picks five of their favorite photos from other photographers, and we talk about everything we love about them. Today, I am so excited to have Emilie Reid with me. What's up, Emily? How's it going?
What's up?
Nothing
Good.
much. Yeah. Have you been out doing much photography lately, or is it downtime of year? What's going on lately?
So lately, everybody on my Instagram knows, I have been in this like major process of trying to, I'm terrible at, um, when I take photos, I
Mm-hmm.
don't delete them. So I just import everything and then I keep it on my computer. So
Okay.
I have like, like close to 50,000 photos.
Okay.
So I'm going through and trying to like blurry ones, multiples. And then I even have, so like what I do is I'll just buy a new computer when one fills up. So I even have,
Disposable computers. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just like I've done that. Like I am
Yeah.
ashamed of myself. So I even have like duplicate photos from like when, you know what I mean? Like when I've imported something from a previous computer. So there's like
Oh, gotcha.
it's
Oh,
just it's
that's
a
annoying.
complete mess. It's like an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolute disaster. So yeah, I've like slowly like every day deleted like hundreds and thousands of photos.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Does
an
it feel
order.
good doing that?
It really does, and
Yeah,
I'm just taking it like a little bit at a time, and
that's the
it's
way, right?
yeah, and it's been really fun. Like some of these ones that I've posted recently are ones that I found from like a couple of years ago.
That's awesome.
Some are recent, but yeah. So
Nice.
I haven't been shooting a whole bunch lately, but I have
Yeah,
been
you've been
going
getting
to
out a little bit here and there.
drives, and yeah, I was funny. I saw a bunch of birds out the other day, and then
Uh,
by the time I actually got out, I was like, oh, I should go and maybe there's a spoonbill out there. And then by the time I got out there, all the birds were gone, and I was like, they are telling me something. They are telling me you need to go through the old pictures
go
before you shoot
edit.
anything new. So yeah, I
They're
kind
like, we're
of
not going to give you opportunities until you've cleaned up.
pretty much.
Yeah,
But yeah, and then all of those like tricolors are all new shots. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe not, but
yeah, yeah. Nice. No, that's
yeah,
awesome. Cool. Well, that's a good project. It's a good thing to do in the middle of summer when it's all hot and nasty out anyway, right?
true, really true. And
Yeah.
it's been really fun. And it also has made me really want to get better about the future of like not doing that. Like
Gotcha. So you
really
don't have.
creating better habits and
Yeah.
like I mean, and somebody that I met recently that I worked with, she's like, "Oh, I was like, oh, did you import you like your photos?" She's like, "Oh, I picked the good ones that I like," and I was like, "Oh, that's smart. Like I
Yep.
can learn something from you."
Yeah.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
it's like having better habits going forward and not
Gotcha.
just importing
Nice.
everything and leaving it there for months to just sit
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah. I mean, it's tough to do sometimes, right? It's tough to stay up on that
It
stuff because
is. Yeah,
shooting is the fun part.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. But cool. All
yeah.
right. You ready to get into the show?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's do it. We'll start with the photo that you chose from our good friend Gray. I
Yes.
mean, adorable. Look at
What a
that.
cute little bud.
Right off the bat. Yeah. I know they're definitely like a favorite subject of his, which is
Yes.
really cool, right? Because, I
Yes.
mean, at least in my area, and I think most of the areas that he works in, right, it's such a common species, but so easily overlooked, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I love the composition on this one and the pose, like the pose and posture. The thing's just sitting
I
up
know he's
super alert. Yep, yep.
just
He's
like
like showing
begging
off.
for his photo to be taken.
Totally, right? Great light, nice low perspective, and then this is really what makes it, right? This
Yeah.
framing grasses over the top. I feel like this photo without those grasses is a
Right.
solid photo, but it's missing something at that point. It
Right.
just would feel a little empty, maybe. Whereas having those grasses just kind of like draped over top, just that's the touch right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it just like grabs your attention right in. And I mean, he's just so cute and precious. And
Yeah.
I mean, Gray's been killing it with the bunnies lately.
Yep.
I mean, he's just like one after the next of precious bunny shots and like
Yeah.
the lighting and everything. So he's just like, yeah. So I mean, this is just the beginning of the bunny shots that he's gotten. But
Yes. It's just a taste.
yes, it's just a taste of the bunnies. So if you like bunnies and you're watching this show, head over to Gray's page. I know this is like an
Definitely.
advertisement for right now, but yeah, I was so excited to see this one because I know he's been like really trying for them. And yeah, it is I've tried to get some
I
bunny
was gonna
shots.
ask.
We have because so I live on the marsh and we have the marsh rabbits, but they are well, I really can't get um they don't, they're not hanging out like where I am with the birds. So
Yeah,
they're
sure.
more like in the grasses, like in the backyard where, so I never really see them in the same spot where I'm shooting.
Yeah.
I more see them like hanging out in my backyard, and it's like I can't shoot them really because it'd be like through different type of grass, but it's
Gotcha.
always fun to see them, and they're super cute. And I've only really ever seen them in a bad spot where they're like taken by a hawk or something. So not
Yeah,
where you
that's not
want to see them.
good. No, no,
But
not at all.
yeah,
So out of all of Gray's rabbit photos, what made you pick out this one? Like what? Anything? Like did?
I don't know. Well, this one, it was a couple of weeks ago that I
Yeah.
was. So yeah, I mean, lately, if you could, can we click on his and
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
some ones too? I mean, he's also posted some lately that are also awesome too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, look at these. Look, oh, go to this one too. I didn't, the one where he's like this. No, this one.
Oh yeah, yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh, I didn't have a chance to choose this one because we didn't. But look at
You
this,
picked
zoom
it
in on.
before.
Oh, he's just so
Yep.
cute. If I
Yeah.
could re-choose, I could choose this one too. It's all my
Sounds
fun.
good.
Oh my God, look at this one. Oh,
Yeah,
it was
that's some
too
good
cute
stuff
for
right
words.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
look at that. Oh, too
they
cute.
are. They are
Anyway,
really cute there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
I mean, practice. We
On
can't
to the
talk
next
about
one.
all things all the time.
No,
So
all bunny show. Yeah, that would be hilarious to do though. Yeah,
that'll be
and you could
next.
do it off of
That'll
his
be next
profile.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. It'll be all gray.
All right. Well, we'll stick with mammals for you. Here's one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, talk about, this is like all drama and the
Mm-hmm.
lighting. I love the way you have like the light coming right there, and then I'm terrible at expressing myself, so I apologize. I'm
That's
not
quite
as
all
like
right.
well versed in words as you are. So as people will see that. But yeah, I love the composition here and the just that like that juxtaposition maybe of like the light versus the dark.
Totally.
Yeah, and just that light coming in and then the blue. Yeah, it's like very yeah, powerful.
The colors are super. That's a really good description for it. It is very powerful, right? For such a
Yeah.
tiny subject in the
Yeah.
frame,
Small in
it
frame.
really
Yeah.
it really commands your attention, right?
Yeah.
Like boom, you go
100%.
right there, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that was a perfect description of this photo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I very much agree with everything you said. That gradient of light back there is so good, and having
Yeah.
the light area right behind where
Yeah, the
the
subject, like
ibex,
perfect.
yeah, where the ibex is, and then just that terrain, right? The rough terrain like that
Yeah.
is just kind of more rugged, and you know, it's not like smooth rolling hills or anything.
Right. And I'm
It
assuming it
just
was probably taken maybe at night or like maybe.
Yeah, dusk, sunrise or sunset, right? Because that
Yeah.
sun's low behind the mountain there. So one or the
Yeah.
other. I don't know that it says. I don't see it in any of the caption there, but
But it's like a
yeah,
nice, cool kind of feeling to it, like almost like
it
a
really is.
dark night type of feeling to it.
Yep,
Um,
yep,
yeah.
yeah.
Very
So
moody.
it is. Moody is correct.
Moody and small in frame, just like you.
Yep.
And here we have something like totally me,
And then we'll
right?
go the complete opposite,
I
right?
wonder who
Just
chose this one.
yeah. No, Katie with her hashtag pink AF is the best stuff.
Yes.
But what cool behavior here. Like that's the first
Yeah.
thing that strikes me. Like to see a warbler with a flower petal off of a tree in its beak. I don't know if this was gathering nesting material or if there was a insect in there and it just happened to get caught up in the bill or what the deal is there, but it makes me want to know more, which is great. And then such an engaging posture with the bird
Right.
like tilted over and then just boom, eye contact right there, pink background, pink flowers above. And I mean, these Audubon warblers, the yellow rump, they're just so stinking pretty, just a gorgeous pattern on them. So
Yeah.
yeah, just a beautiful, as you would dub it, tree bird.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. So nice job picking this one.
Yeah, I had to go. I mean, Katie is when I started doing the warbler. I mean, she's like my pink AF, pink inspiration. I use, I tried
That's
so
the best.
hard to get like a pink shot, and I did a little bit, but yeah. So she definitely was major inspiration to me, and she had so much those cherry blossoms, right? Is the
Yeah,
tree. It's just like such a magical opportunity there, and yeah. So I just love the kind of like elegance of the flower petal there and the
I
bird.
know.
I mean, it's just magical,
Yeah.
magical shot there, and she
Yeah, and
did.
you could imagine. Oh, go ahead.
No. It's just, yeah, just like perfect.
Yeah. You could imagine just a beautiful, just sitting there portrait of this bird in those trees with the pink
Yeah,
would be beautiful anyway, right? But
yeah.
add on top of that the
Like the
behavior
behavior
that
and
this
the
has.
posture and everything.
Exactly.
It just
Such a
makes it
different
so much more
pose.
unique. Yeah.
Yep, totally. Yeah, it makes it jump right out at you like, wow, that's not something I've ever seen. Like I've even taken photos of birds in, warblers in cherry blossom trees, and
Have
they
you
don't
taken
hold,
perfect ones?
no, they don't hold a candle to this one because this is that next level, right? It's that added really cool pose and cool behavior that makes any bird and wildlife photo, I think, just immediately go to the next level. So
Step
she
up.
nailed it with
Yeah.
that one. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So no,
Beautiful.
mine are far from perfect compared to that.
I'm trying to pick.
I do. Yes. Yes. An excellent callback. To anybody who isn't aware, I'll just call myself out right now on our Wild Conversation show, which you should watch because me and Emily are part of that.
Yeah.
In
Little plug
fact, we have one coming up next Sunday, is it?
No, I
Two
don't
weeks?
think
2 weeks.
so.
Yeah. August 1st,
Yeah.
I think. August 1st?
August 1st.
Yeah.
Definitely
August 1st.
August
Yeah.
1st. I think it's like,
So anyway, on that show, I was trying to get a point across, and the words "I take a lot of perfect photos" came out of my mouth, and
oh, you
Emily
just did it again.
still will not let me live that one down, which is awesome because I would totally do the same to her if she said it. So,
I'm never going to say it.
yeah.
Now this is super intriguing. It just makes me want to think, like, what is that background? Let me read the caption because I'm like, what is that? It's the sun, but it almost looks like, okay, if you photograph through some branches, it almost looks like it could be like, something else. Like it almost looks like it could be like a tie-dye shirt or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Yep.
makes me think of like it could be something like totally psychedelic almost,
Uh huh.
so really cool, kind of like, yeah, totally reminds me of just like summer kind of colors, and really cool, like something like never seen before, and
Yeah.
uh interesting because it's like a common subject, pigeons, right?
Right.
Wood
Totally.
pigeon, I don't know what kind of subject that, I don't know what a wood pigeon is, because
Yeah,
it's,
I'm not familiar with like individual pigeon species,
yeah,
but I think
here a pigeon would be common, so maybe over there it's not, but really just
yeah, I
a
don't know.
super unique background to begin with,
Yeah.
like because you think about like a sunset, but that's not like a typical sunset background, so it just kind of grabs your attention right in, and then you see the bird, and it's kind of like a unique, just totally unique overall, so yeah, definitely
Yeah.
attention grabbing, and of course small in frame, um
Yeah. I wonder who picked that one.
classic Ray, classic Ray.
I
uh,
know both of mine have been specks in the frame so far.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that also, the cool and warm tones coming into play there,
Yes.
yeah,
They
really
always work so well
unique.
together, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And yeah, just like an overall really unique shot to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like what you said about the tie dye thing because I didn't even notice it. But as soon
Yeah,
as you said that, I'm sitting here and I kind of almost like backed up and looked at the overall, right? Because my
right.
attention goes to the pigeon first, right? Every time,
Yeah,
which is awesome because it's still, even that small in frame, it's still a photo of this bird.
right.
But it actually looks like fabric now to me, like because of
Right?
like the textures from the
It
foreground
makes
branches that
wonder.
he was shooting through. It makes it look like a wavy fabric back there that's almost like tie dyed. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I've never tried to shoot like that for shooting like a sky. If I'm shooting like a sunset and I'm just shooting, I've never tried shooting like through trees like that. If
Yep.
I'm shooting like birds flying and with the sunset, the sky, I never really thought to shoot unless I'm shooting like bokeh to get the
Sure.
blue balls or whatever. So yeah, I've never kind of had those kind of effects, so I wouldn't know.
Yep.
But yeah, it gives it a really cool textures to it.
And
Yeah, but
some more dimension, some more depth to the
attention
photo
depth,
as
yeah,
well.
the
Yeah,
term.
definitely. So, all
Terms.
right, let's see what we got next. Oh, keeping with some beautiful colors. Look at that little owlet. So super cute. Dead center composition works flawlessly on this one.
Yeah,
So many times I think a dead center composition, it can be a little, for lack of a better term, boring at times. This
right.
one is right where it should be to me.
Yeah,
It feels like because of that eye contact we have, the bird's just like looking head on at us there. All these lines, like we got the nice curve here, and then the different color back there with the green line coming through. Like everything's just kind of centralizing on that bird. And then these these beautiful sunset, I'm gonna guess, sunrise, doesn't matter,
Yeah,
colors.
probably whatever.
Um,
One of the two.
yeah, and it looks like, I'm guessing there's some flowers going on in the grass there, or maybe that's just the light tinting the ground a little bit of that purpley magenta color. But
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful, and it's nice. You can tell it's one of those younger owls because it's still not like fully clean looking and just a little rough and rumpled, which adds to the look of this. Um, yeah, it's adorable, and the eye contact is powerful as hell too.
Yeah. Yeah, you said everything on my mind. Just
Okay,
precious,
good.
precious, precious. And love those tones, the pinks and purples. Those are right up my alley. So, of
Yeah.
course, it just grabbed my attention right in. And yeah, he's just staring into my soul. So,
Yep.
just
Yep.
saying, take me home and hug me.
Yes. Yeah. And you've had the pleasure of spending time with this species, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it just such a nice, like, feeling to it. And overall, just like sweetness and everything. Yeah. The colors and everything. You could just tell, shot at the right time of day and everything.
Yeah.
So,
The colors make this shot, you know?
yeah.
Even this same
100%
shot
colors
in
and,
like flat light, overcast
oh,
light would
God.
be
Yeah.
fine,
Or
but it
harsh light.
wouldn't. Yeah, harsh light would be bad, but even in like soft, flat light, it would be
It
fine
wouldn't,
because they got a nice
yeah.
background, but it would not be the same at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those orange and pinks are just
Yeah.
like magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are. So it's pretty cool how it's a great reminder to shoot before and after sunrise and sunset. You know what I
Always.
mean? Like
Yeah.
stay at those times because, and not always, but a lot of the time, some pretty magical light can happen.
Mhm.
And that's the nice thing about new cameras and fast lenses is you can push the
Yeah.
ISOs and you can the stabilization helps you shoot at lower shutter speed. So something that would have been a difficult shot to pull off 10 years ago without plunking down a whole tripod setup and everything is something you
Right.
can do handheld now.
Or just like
Uh,
post processing too. Like,
that correct?
that just makes a huge difference. Like you can take an image that's like totally, dark
Yep.
and underexposed, and then you bring it and turn it into this, right?
Great
Like by
point.
bringing up the shadows and exposure and doing what you need to do. And yeah, so that's another thing too that I think is huge that I didn't realize, a couple of years ago that now
Yep.
I have the knowledge of.
Yeah. No, that's
So,
a perfect point. Great point,
yeah.
Emily.
And quickly and easily too.
Yes. Yep.
You know,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
Here, keeping it cute for you.
Keeping it cute, yes. Cute little fox. Super cute. Now this is something that totally out of my wheelhouse of black and white, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something I usually very colorful person.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. Yes. Yep.
but you still have in this image, you still have the light coming in, right? Because you have the what is that called? Rim light.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. So
You nailed it. Yep.
nailed it. Got those terms. Photography.
Yes. Nailing those
Anybody that
terms.
doesn't know, I do not know a lot of the terms. So I'm in a group chat with him and Jamin and Brad, and they know all the terms. When they're
Yeah, we're
describing
nerdy that
pictures,
way. I
they're
agree.
nerdy
Yeah.
or whatever, but I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know the terms. So I'm describing things and I
But
just
you
use,
still get the point across. Yeah.
yeah, but well, anyway. So
Yeah.
I feel like yes, I like very much the rim light in this one and just the movement and composition and yeah, I think it's very. I can't express myself. Help me.
It is. No, I very much agree. Movement is one of the terms that you just said that really stands out to me with this one,
Yeah.
right? It's a still photo, right? There isn't actually any movement there, but there's such a sense of movement in this photo. And I realized that I picked two photos in this episode from the same photographer. I usually try and split them
Oh,
up, but this is the same guy that shot the ibex earlier.
okay.
So yeah, but
Okay,
anyway,
like a similar kind of
right?
style.
Yeah, moody,
Yeah,
right? This is another
moody.
moody image,
It
but that
is. Yeah.
that that anticipation of that jump with the fox right there is
Yeah.
so really cool. I think it's so neat when photographers can capture movement in a still frame,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's a long exposure where you're getting like some motion where there's blur,
Right.
there's wing blur or something, but something like this, there's just that sense of what's happening, right? You can
Right.
tell
Yeah,
what's
of
going to
course.
happen next. So, and it has the same characteristics as the previous photo that we talked about, right? Dramatic
Yeah.
sky, dramatic light, dramatic rocks as well, right? Nothing smooth, or some kind of edges
Right.
to
That,
it and everything. And I even love the simple thing that I think makes a difference in a silhouette like this, right? To me, silhouettes are so about the shape, right? The shape is
yeah.
so important. But this fox has his front paws separated just enough so we get
Yeah.
some light in between them. So it's not just like one big giant paw going up front. You know what I
Right.
mean? You get to see
Yeah.
those two separate legs, and that little tiny bit, I think, just helps make it look more realistic, and you can just see the shape of this animal better.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back to some color. Oh, you know what? I wanted to jump back. I wanted to ask you.
I'm curious a little
Yeah.
bit with that one. I would like to know like what it would look like with the color.
What the color was back there? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Me too.
curious.
Yeah. Me too.
Mr.
It could.
Photographer, Mr. Nate, what is the
Yes.
color version? Tell us.
It could have totally been just like a pretty colorless sky, though. Sometimes if you get that clean, just before sunset, and you're shooting right towards the horizon, it's
Yeah,
kind of just that grayish slate blue, and there's not much
yeah,
there. So I wonder if there was not much to begin with, and then he was just
yeah,
like, "Screw it, we'll go black and white."
yeah.
But either way, it works.
I've
Um,
never played with it much,
I was
I've
gonna
been
ask. That was my
scared
question
of
to you.
I've been scared of black and white.
Yeah.
I've been scared of it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try with it a little bit.
It's weird with me. So I used to do black and white all the time in my wedding photography, right?
Yeah.
Constantly did it there in my weddings and portraits. I loved it for the right images. But in wildlife, I almost never do it. It's been very rare. I can't remember the last time I shared a black and white photo. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I feel like it works sometimes, especially like I just saw shoot, I forget who it was. I think it was Shelly Pearson in her
Mhm.
story put one. I'm gonna look now because my phone is
Okay.
right.
Yeah, go for it.
And yeah, she had just shared it in her story. Maybe
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? There's a photo from her coming up that I'll try and we'll share her
okay.
story. So, yeah. I
Well,
did see it though.
oh yeah, you can share her story on here. Duh.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, anyway, and it's like, it's white birds. I think it's black. Maybe it's not even black. I think it's black and white. It looks like it.
Gotcha.
And, I never thought of that, like black and white with white birds, and it works, and it's like, that's kind of a good idea, like something to think about anyway.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway,
Totally.
sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's the whole point of this show. So, yeah.
Dang
All right. Going to something with a lot more color. Just boom, right off the bat, incredible staring into the sun, glittering bokeh, beautiful silhouette. Coot, I'm guessing.
Looks like it.
Or something like it. Yeah, I don't know if it
Yes, in my comment.
species. Yes. That's great. And this is really cool. I don't know if you know, but Harisha is one of my she's one of my mentorship programs, and she's coming to shoot with us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's
So
a great
exciting.
photographer. I got to work with her in Florida.
Circles in our marsh.
That's right. Yeah. No, it is your marsh. You can take credit for that. Definitely not. Definitely not mine. Love the composition on this, right? She included space out there, so the subject has room to breathe. Plus, it includes more of the golden colors and sparkles back there, which is great. A pretty low perspective, which really helps give it, more of that background and some of the sparkles in the foreground there. And then obviously the subject just jumps right out of the page at you. You cannot miss it. There's nothing else dark in the scene. And bonus little tiny detail of she was shooting through some foreground grasses, because I can see like a single blade of grass like shadowed into the bokeh balls there. And then if I look down here, you can start to really see the grass texture. Whoa. Down in there, which is really cool. So I love seeing that stuff. So you kind of have an idea of where that person was, and they were shooting through a little bit of stuff laying on the shoreline there. So really love this.
I've never even played around with that. I gotta try that.
Oh, you gotta try that. Yeah, it's fun putting stuff in front. You have a few opportunities, I would say. So yes,
a little bit of opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. And of course, I love a golden circles. If you just look at anything in my page, I have quite a few of them. But yeah, so this image just popped out at me as you're scrolling. You have a scroll stopper.
Yep.
So yeah, and like you said, the bird just pops right out at you, and then those beautiful sparkles everywhere. So well done.
It's a great one from Harisha.
Yes.
Shelly Pearson, right there for you.
Yeah, so click on her story so we can see the
okay,
or let's after.
Yeah. There it is,
yes. So right, it's a black and white.
Totally black and white image. Yep.
Yeah, so you have like black and white with the white birds, and it's almost like, you wouldn't think necessarily to do that with white birds, but then at the same time, it's like gives it a different, I don't know, at the same time, it's powerful, right? So
It's
it's like,
very ethereal with this
yeah,
one, you know?
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, almost ghostly, even more so
yeah,
than if there was color in there. Agreed.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And
it's
it's
something to think about.
totally. And this is also a scene that I can imagine, even in color, there's barely any color in the scene to begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
definitely looks like it's not a big jump to go from where she shot it originally to the black and white, which
Yeah.
makes sense. So, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I just wonder, like I never really tried. Like I wonder a scene like this, what if you took away all the color, what it would look like.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth. I mean, you hit a button and check it out.
Take it all
Sometimes it
away.
might be like,
What happened?
wow, and then other times it might be like, yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I'm the same way. I never, I shouldn't say never, but rarely ever try it. So.
Wow, look at
Yeah.
you, else, Mr. Popular up there, all your notifications. Okay, sorry, I'm distracted.
I completely didn't notice that. That's because I
Um,
never look at notifications. So yeah, they're
okay.
never. Yeah, I'm never caught up.
So
on it,
let's talk about this little cutie on the screen.
Yes. Yes.
Super cute. First of all, anything baby is gonna,
Mm-hmm.
I love, is so cute. And then you have the reflection, that drawn out reflection, so
Yeah.
nice. And then you have little sparkles there, plus the other. So when you have that, and then you said it's like when you're shooting through something is when you get those. Yeah. So you have like everything super nice, backlit, right? And it almost looks like there's some kind of like fog in the atmosphere too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder.
I wonder if it's like some kind of mist or something. Looks
Yeah.
like to me like it was some kind of mist or something in there that creating like a really nice environment.
I wonder if that's part of what she was shooting through. That could be foreground stuff that's like getting lit up but completely out of focus and then putting like a haze over the top. Possible. I don't know. It's just a guess. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Either way, I love how it looks.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, and that little chick is just so cute.
Grebe chicks are the best with their zebra stripes. They're so damn cool. I just spent a ton of time with loon chicks, and I'm like, loon chicks are just so boring. They're brown,
And they're funky little kicks to the side.
Yes, they do. But Grebes do that too. So you get both with him. Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, that you have lots of nice elements to this image for sure.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I love those drawn out stripy reflections down here. Agree with the bokeh you said, and I think it's always neat to me. What do you think? Nice. Don't you like when there's a photo where you kind of have to spend a minute to try and figure it out? Like, what is this? Is this fog or mist, or is it foreground, or what is it? You know what I mean? I always love when a photographer can kind of make me pause and be like, oh, how did that happen? Instead of just, oh, that's a straightforward shot, and you immediately know how it was done. It's kind of fun when that happens.
Yeah, it does make you wonder,
Yep.
Yeah, and absolutely. And just like the other one too, with the like, is this a tie-dye shirt? Like,
yes.
Yeah, it makes it more interesting. And then it also makes you want to kind of figure out for yourself, like, I wonder what I can do in my photography to push that or learn or absolutely.
Yep.
So,
yeah, those photos that I try to deconstruct, and it's all in an effort of trying to learn for myself. Like, how did they do that so I can apply that to something myself, right?
Yeah.
So that's what those photos do. They're teaching photos at that point, to me anyway. And so this one's a great one. So yeah. All right, next up, we got our boy Jamin. Yes, nice. I mean, talk about colors right there. We got the same the warm cool tones working flawlessly there. Incredible takeoff from this red tail. Beautiful wing position there, and just like I was talking about earlier, silhouettes, the shape is so important. I mean, just about the best shape you could get for a takeoff shot.
Yeah.
Wings are spread out, primary feathers splayed out, tail spread out, and you still got the head silhouetted in there.
Everything. Yeah, you see
exactly. So you get to see everything, and then, like, come on, snow-capped mountain in the background. Like, come on.
Really? Did they just have to get everything right?
Oh, everything, right? It's a beautiful shot if you crop it, like, right here above the mountain, right? It's still really pretty. So. but adding that mountain
Yeah.
in gives so much wonderful context. I mean, it just, again,
Yeah.
right? It's that one extra element that just takes it to the next level. It's a great shot to begin with, and then you throw something else in it,
And
and
then you
boom, it's
have
even
like
better. Yeah,
Alaska.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally. So
technically, I mean, it's like, yeah, you have like the environment and the nature. Yeah, wildlife. So it's like, yeah, killer.
yeah,
Deadly.
it is, as
Deadly
Brad
shot.
James would say, a deadly photo. Yeah, so nice choice on that one, Emily. That's a really, really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, killer.
Anything else to add on that one before we move on to the last one?
I think you hit all the points. You added
Cool.
the cool and warm tones, everything,
All right.
everything.
Sounds
100%.
good. Excellent.
Hey,
All right, here we go. We did it. Last image.
oh my goodness. Sorry, I have notifications coming up on my screens and I have to let my dog out of the room. Sorry, she's
Okay,
paying
go ahead. Yep, go ahead. I'll vamp while that's happening. So, one of the there's one thing I really like about this photo that really stood out to me, and I'm curious if Emily will point it out. So now, no pressure.
Okay,
We'll see
wait.
if you. If, we'll
Oh
see if you.
no. One
Yeah,
thing that really stood out to you that I'm
yeah. I'm just
supposed to
curious if
know,
it's the same thing that
like
you happen
first
to
thing
notice
that
that
I
I
gave
did.
to you?
Yeah.
The first thing that popped out to you?
No, not the first thing. Just one of the things that I really liked about this shot, and I'm just curious if you'll
Well, I
pick up
like
on it. Yeah.
everything about this shot.
Well, there's that.
Well, okay. Well, I love how the little Nunu, the little the little chick is like right in the, you
That's
know,
it. You nailed it.
yeah.
That was my thing.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
it's like
framing.
perfectly framed
Yeah.
within there, and then you
Yep.
have even like the water droplets coming from the parents.
Yep.
I mean, what a perfect shot. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, you can't get better than that. Like,
It's
that's like a perfect moment that's captured there, right?
it's
He's
so
like
hard
trying
to
to
pull
fly.
off. Yeah, he totally is. It's so
Uh,
hard to pull off a shot where your main in focus subject is facing completely away from the camera.
away from you. Yeah. What
But
a
this one
special
works.
moment there. I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's like such a sweet, like a sweetness, you know?
Yes. Yep.
I'm sorry that these are
This
very
photo is taking your
professional
words away
terms.
from you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's
it's
leaving you
just so
speechless.
sweet. And I feel
Yeah.
like that the distance there, you know what I mean? Like the what is it, depth or something? I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah. Yeah, the depth, yeah.
yeah. But like, you know, where you can see the in focus of the little one versus like how far away the
Yep.
mom or dad is. Um, yeah, it's just like a really, really well done. Yeah, I don't know how long that person was trying to
Right?
get this shot.
That lineup is incredible.
Yeah, it's really like who, yeah. That I don't know if that was just like luck or how, yeah, you know what I mean? Like how long
Yep.
were you trying there for, or how many times were you at that spot, you know, to try and
Sure.
think about behavior and everything. That's like one of those things where you're curious about, you know, was this like a lucky shot of a
Yep.
thousand, or you know what I mean? Or,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it makes you kind of think about that. Cause I mean, this is like, yeah, that's a
That's a
super,
tough lineup to come by, no doubt. That does
yeah.
not happen often.
And the
Yeah.
wing position and the droplets from
Correct.
the beak of the parent. I mean, and just like the everything. Yeah,
Well,
I
think how
love
many
it.
things had to come into place for this photo to work the way it
Yeah,
does, right? So the chick
that's
has
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
facing
Yeah,
away, wings out like that. You have to
yeah,
nail
that's what I mean.
focus.
Like perfect positioning.
You got to nail your exposure. The adult has to be arched in the back, also
Yeah,
facing our way. Because if that adult turns his head the other way, based on this light direction, the whole head
right.
is going to be out of the light, and then you're not even going to
Yeah,
really
the
see the
light
shape
has
of
to
it
be
back there.
right.
Light's got to be right. Black background makes the whole thing dramatic. Um,
Yeah,
and then the other thing that really works for me on this shot with the chick facing away is the fact that it's heading back to the parent. There's like a connection
yeah,
there
like
that
that
I see
sweetness,
between the baby and the adult,
like
because
interaction.
it's like heading back that way. So that's the second reason that this one really works well for me with the main in focus subject facing away, is because that parent is back there, and it just, to me, it just displays that connection between the two, um,
Sweet.
that you wouldn't get without. I mean, like, it'd be cute if it was just the signet like flapping away without the adult
Yeah,
back there. It's still a cute photo and
yeah,
dramatic
of
light and
course.
beautiful,
But
but man, that adult
yeah,
makes it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there's something else.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. So That's it. We did it. We did a show. Thank you so
Bummer.
much. That was
Let's talk
awesome.
more. What else?
I
Can we talk
know. That went really quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to our other show, these go by quite fast.
Yeah. Let's talk for 2 more hours.
Exactly. I know. We go for a while on those, but there's hey, there's always a lot to talk about with this. So, all right, Emilie, what do you have? Anything coming up? Any plans coming up? Any shooting plans coming up? Or just going to be a little bit more of the same, kind of just doing some culling, shooting here and there?
Yeah. I have a long way to go, Ray.
Okay. All right.
I've only made a small dent in the.
Yeah, no hurry on it, right?
The other thing too is that then I get distracted in the process. So then I'll like start editing some of those and then.
Yeah, you're finding photos throughout. So, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Any trips planned coming up? Going anywhere?
Yeah, actually, I just booked a trip to California to visit my sister. So my sister and her fiance just bought a house recently. And so my mom and I are going for a long weekend in the end of August.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I might meet up with Alicia Birds.
No, I was going to ask if the camera's coming with you, so I guess it is.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out which one and maybe just the smaller one.
Just go lightweight. Yeah.
Yeah, and like less of a hassle. I've never traveled like outside of the car with that big monster.
Oh, really? That's not too bad. I mean, if you get the right bag for it, yeah. Like I have a bag that I can pack 2 camera bodies, my 500, other lenses in, and it all still fits under the seat in front of you, which is key because I've been on flights where all of a sudden the overhead's full and they're like, you got to check your baggage. I'm like, not happening, Yeah. So as long as I can fit it under the seat, then I'm always guaranteed that I can just carry it on with me. So that was that's one of the important things.
Recommendation for that.
Will do, Emilie.
Yeah. So that, and then
cool.
Well, like a few months from now, yoga retreat. So
nice. Yeah, excellent. Sounds like some fun stuff. Well,
how about you? What about you?
I got a little downtime.
Oh. Yeah. Downtime.
I know. I actually took off the first week of August. I wrote it off and I'm not booking anything. No work, no shooting. No, I'm just going to do other life stuff, which I've been neglecting for quite some time, as you know. So yeah, just going to try and take a little break from it all. And that should be fun. So looking forward to a little bit of
rock climbing and
just doing whatever. Yep. Definitely getting back into that and just going out, hanging out with some people that aren't photographers, not that photographers are bad, but there's yeah. I mean, we're the best really, but there are other people to spend time with. So so that's it. So listen, keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait to see some of the new photos. I can't wait to see some of the old photos. And everybody, thank you.
Delete them all.
What's that?
I can't wait to delete them all.
Isn't that the best? Yeah, you're all excited. I can't wait to trash photos.
I can't wait to it feels so good. And then in certain ones, like if it's a bad day, I'm like 300, delete, goodbye,
free space.
Permanently delete, it feels so good.
Delete again.
So powerful.
That's great. Powerful. Yeah. Is that how you do it? You come in heavy from above with the delete key? Yeah, just a nice angry delete. That's awesome, Emilie. That's great. Well, keep it up. Thank you so much for joining me on this. This was a fun one. I really appreciate you setting aside the time. Thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to have, I'm recording a bunch of these in the near future. So every Saturday, a new episode will be coming out. And as we mentioned in the beginning, don't forget to tune in August 1st, Wild Conversation Show. A lot more of this kind of conversation, except a little bit longer and with a few more of our friends. So we'll see you then. Thanks so much, everybody.